Hey everyone, welcome back to Gamecasters. Today I'm going to be jumping right back into Minecraft Dungeons. I think I've figured out my audio issues. If I do still have any issues with them, I do apologize for that. I'm still waiting on the new microphone to come in, but I think I've managed to tweak this one to the point where it'll work somewhat okay. But the tests I did recording worked okay, but I can't promise anything for streaming. So I guess this will be a Saturday test of the microphone's capabilities for right now. So far in the stream, on my end at least, it's looking like everything's working okay. So we'll hope that it stays that way. But anyways, I'm jumping back into Minecraft. I am now on Adventure difficulty, which you unlock the next tier of difficulty when you finish the main story for each difficulty. So I have to beat Adventure difficulty to unlock Apocalypse difficulty. So that'll be the next one I'll move on to once I finish all these levels. And then that's when we actually get into the end game of Minecraft Dungeons. I am level 24, almost level 25. And I'm actually still not sure what the max level is. Since I've figured out how the enchanting system works. So there is that. I'm a little underpowered, I've noticed. So I need to get some better gear. At this point, I guess it doesn't really matter what it is. I was trying to go for a soul build, but since I keep finding better equipment and stuff, and by starting a new difficulty, certain items drop in certain areas. So finding the equipment that I really want won't really happen until I get to the final difficulty, I feel like. So right now it's a matter of just pushing my way through the levels and doing the best I can. Which, as you can kind of tell, I'm not doing a whole lot of damage now since I'm underpowered. So I might have to take things a little easy going through these levels. Oh, you're new. You're an enchanted creeper. You're not being powered up by a... Oh, what are they called? I totally forgot what the name of the... There's an enemy that will power up certain enemies that you're fighting, but you can usually kill that enemy and it'll cancel the boost that they're doing off of. But these guys are just defaultly being powered up, so. Oh, 1 second. Alright. hopefully some better gear drops soon. Something that I need. At this point, like I said, realistically, anything would be nice. Loot chest, that might give me something. Yeah, some better armor. It's better than nothing. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's way better than my current gear. Okay, let's salvage this. And enchant this real quick. Let me make sure there's no enemies nearby. I'm just gonna go stand in this corner real quick. Whenever you use a healing potion, you also create random food items. Being hit by a damage-inflicting projectiles will occasionally craft a small quiver of arrows. Potion barrier. I'm gonna go with the arrow creation thing, just because I use my bow quite a bit. Don't want enemies getting pulled towards me, especially since I'm going for ranged stuff. Yeah, I think thorns. Yeah, thorns would be the best option here. I can upgrade one of my... yeah, we'll go for faster attacks with my melee weapon. See if I can successfully do this challenge fight over here. Oh yeah, I can already see the damage increase off of that piece of gear I got. I appreciate the emeralds, but I need better gear. I mean, I guess in turn I can use emeralds to get better gear, but I don't know, the randomized gear thing that's in the village, I had the same problem with Diablo. I could never get like anything amazing off of those things. I usually get the better gear from actually exploring and whatnot. The random gear things, I don't know. I mean, I'll use them because there's nothing else for me to use it on, but I've very rarely gotten anything amazing off of them. Like, I couldn't tell you, oh, that's the best place to get the gear from, because it's definitely not by far. Crack open these pots real quick. Get our emeralds. Pickaxe is not better. That sucks. Well, I guess my pickaxe is up level. I need better artifacts and I need a better bow. So that's what I'm aiming for right now. Artifacts aren't the most common thing. But I did get a way better chest piece, so I'll take that. That will definitely help in the long run. This is the way I need to go, and we're going to go explore the rest of this dungeon first. Also, crossbows on here are alright, but they're not amazing. Like, the damage is great, don't get me wrong, but the problem I have with crossbows is the ammo for them is way harder to find, which I guess in turn you get better damage for, trade-off of less ammo find, but a lot of the bows that you can just find, just the regular, like, short bows and stuff, like, if you're fast enough attacking with them, then it makes up for the difference of having one stronger arrow. And you get more ammo in the long run, so in turn you're doing more damage per second by having that more ammo over the stronger damage weapon. So, fire rate over damage with bows on here. For melee weapons, though, I do take ones that do higher damage hits over faster attacks. I really want to find another artifact that has this effect on it, the Torment Clipper, because you pop the ability on it, and it creates that arrow thing I've been shooting. So, like, when it hits an enemy, it knocks them back, and then it continuously keeps hitting them if they're still in the path of it, which is really useful because you're getting knockback plus a ton of damage off of it. Now, it does take Soul Capture, or Soul Bind, or whatever the effect is called, Soul Gathering. So you do have to kill enemies to charge it up to be able to use the effect. But in the long run, it's worth it, because if you're killing all these minions, and then you pop that off when you come across stronger enemies, like, you wouldn't want to use the ability 24/7, but if you come across, like, large groups of enemies or really strong ones, that's when it comes in handy. We've got 2 out of the 6 secrets and 3 out of the 11 chests in this area. There's been a couple of areas where I've fully explored the map and still somehow missed some things. And I didn't really start finding out until near the end of my first playthrough, or the first difficulties completion or whatever. I didn't start realizing that there was, like, interactable, like, the skeletons that are in these dungeons. Some of them you can interact with, and they'll create an event that if you survive it, it'll give you a chest. And I didn't realize that until near the end of my first playthrough, and I was like, oh, that's a lot of gear I just, completely missed. I like the potions, but a lot of the times I get these potions when they're in areas that I don't need them in. Oh, I missed a chest up here. I keep getting the chest icon mixed up with the door icon. Which is weird because they're fairly distinguishable between the two, but somehow I keep looking at them. They're like, oh, that's the door. I already went this way. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's everything on this way, to my knowledge, anyways. Oh, yeah, these things right here. There'd be these little skeletons that'll have, like, a shield and a helmet on, and if you go up to them and interact with them, it'll start a ambush event that if you beat it, you will get a chest from it. So gotta keep an eye out for those. Like I said, I didn't realize they were a thing until near the end of my first completion. So I missed out on probably a ton of gear and didn't even know it, which sucks, but I mean, I still managed to finish the game and everything. But I'm hurting for it now because I'm in my second difficulty playthrough, and I was a little underpowered coming in, but I think I got lucky and got a better chest piece early on, which was my weakest piece of gear. And now my weakest piece of gear is my quiver, which sucks because that's the piece I want to find another one of. Like, I want to find that exact same artifact rather than replacing it. So if I can, I'm going to focus on replacing the other two first. As much as I enjoy the dog, the problem with the pets on here is this artifact is really good for healing yourself, or if you're playing in co-op, but the problem is it can also target those companions you take with you. And the heal is based on how many souls you have collected. So if I use it at maximum power, and it doesn't hit me, and it hits my pet, and then I die, then it was pointless. So as much as I enjoy the companions that you can get from the artifacts, in conjunction with that artifact I'm running, it is horrible. So I don't use the dog very often. It's usually if I'm just fighting large groups of enemies. But if I'm fighting a boss or something like that, I just don't even bother bringing them out. Just because, like, if I go to heal myself, if I die because the heal hit my companion, then that's a problem. Now, if they could add in a way where you could target or choose, that would be nice. But as it sits right now, there's not a way to do that. So, I think the better option for healing, if you're running companions, would be the circle heal. I forget what that item's called. I've only found one of them. But there is one that will put like a healing circle on the ground, and if you stand in it, or whoever stands in it will get healed off of it. And I think it heals up to a certain amount. The amount is probably based on the power of the item itself. Oh yeah, I really got lucky on that piece of armor that I found. Because one I just grabbed right there was like 35, and the last one I found was 44. So I definitely got lucky on one piece of gear. Also, these pots, they do this weird thing. Like what just happened is, like, you'll break them open, and then they shoot the emeralds, like, up into the air, and they just scatter. And there's been a couple of times where that's happened, and it's launched them out of the map to where I couldn't even pick them up anymore. Like, yeah, there was just one right there, like, way far up ahead. And I wouldn't doubt if one of them went out of the map, and there's an emerald out there somewhere that I'm not going to get now, but I don't know if it's a bug or if it's just some weird thing that happens or what, but it's weird. Like, I'm not terribly worried about it. Like I said, the emeralds are, as far as I'm aware, only good for getting randomized gear in the town. So I'm not too personally worried about it, but it's just a weird thing that happens. Like, those ones just dropped on the ground, but every other one I've opened, they just shoot up into the air like fireworks. This is a rather large dungeon. Also, I did end up finding a thing in the village. I'll have to show you guys when I get out of this level. But I'm actually curious what it's to. I don't want to look anything up for this, so I'm just kind of riding it out until I actually earn it. But there was something really cool that I ended up finding, and I want to know what's in it. Like, it intrigues me. Basically, you had to go through the levels. I don't know if they're preset to certain areas to find them, but there's these runes that you find, and you use them, and you can unlock a door or something. this is also another reason why I'm not too worried about the emeralds. Like, when you get to these rooms, sometimes the levels will have like chests in them and stuff that you'll just get a ton of them at the end anyway. So I'm not too worried about missing a few. Also, enemies drop them, so I'm not terribly worried about it. It's just, you know, I'd like to know if it's intentional or if it's not. Like, am I just getting screwed out of emeralds randomly, or is that something that's supposed to happen? That like, there's some emeralds and then, whew, go find them. I've got a better soul bow too, which means I can get better capture rates on those. Ooh. Soul bow though. +2 is soul gathering. It's 159 max damage, that's 170. Let's trash these things. Trash all these. Too worried about those. Okay, so this one's 40. I get 170, but does this one... What are my enchantment options on these? This does a small amount of a mob's movement speed and gives it to you for 40 seconds. Gives us a chance to deal triple damage based on the number of souls you have. Has a chance to fire 5 arrows in all directions. Multi-shot, accelerate. Tempo. So I want the soul one. I know it's less power than my other one, but I want this little ability right here, because that is a ton of damage. Gives a chance to deal triple damage based on the number of souls you have. And if I upgrade that completely, that is a potential of 25% chance to trigger. So we're going to go with that, because that sounds nice. And then hopefully I can find a higher quality version of that. Plus it gives me the soul gathering. And like I said, I'm going for soul builds. And right now I've got 3 items that are sold. But near the end of my first playthrough, I almost had a full set of soul hunting gear. Like everything was based around gathering souls, and the attacks and everything, my abilities, they were all based off of that. And it was incredible. Like, it felt like an end-game build, and I just need to get all that gear again once I actually get max level and do all that stuff. So, there's that. So this is the way I'm supposed to be going. That's another path to get over to that same way. We're going to go down and explore this little corner of the woods. How many secrets am I still missing? I'm still missing 4 of the secrets. I found a few more of the chests though, so that's good news. My only fear is that there like might be a lever or something hidden behind like one of these walls, because you can't change the camera angle. So if there's something hidden behind one of these walls, I mean, I could check all of them, but that's a lot of time spent like running against walls and stuff. I don't want to do that while streaming and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna hope that there's not. I mean, if there is, I'll come back. I'll do it in my off time. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, if I've already found most of the other stuff and I just know what I'm looking for when I go into a place, then that makes it go quicker anyway. So it's not like I'm burning a whole lot of time if there is stuff hidden like that. But here's a hidden item. Ton of emeralds. Not a good sword. Just go ahead and throw that away right off the bat. I won't even bother looking at the enchantments on there. Did get a ton of emeralds out of that one. Last time I checked my emerald count, I was at like 1,200, and I just looked down. I'm almost at 1,600. So, not too bad for one level. I mean, to my knowledge, unless something unlocks when you get to the last area, or the last difficulty, like unless some kind of new emerald shop thing unlocks, to my knowledge, emeralds are just used for those random items vendors. So I'm like, I've been burning my emeralds on those equipment vendors, so hopefully I've not been stupid about doing that. Check something real quick. Now, actually, let's tab out. I'll tend to check my streaming stuff just to make sure everything's still working well, because there's been times where I've set up and things were fine for like the first 10 to 15 minutes, and then I'll go back and I'll rewatch the stream, like, you know, just kind of pan through it and make sure, you know, everything went right, and come to find out, you know, my audio or something just completely died off within the first like 20 minutes, and I'm like, oh great. Well, you know, I just sat there speaking to myself for the past, like, 3 hours. And it just looks like, because my camera will still be on and the audio will be off, so it just looks like I'm speaking, but I'm not. And, or, well, you guys can't hear me anyway. So, I've kind of gotten into the habit of just, like, occasionally tabbing out and checking to make sure everything is alright. And especially right now, with my headset having the problems it does, or not my headset, my microphone having the problems it does, I'm even more like paranoid that something's going to happen with the audio. So until I get the new one in, then I'll be a little bit more not so worried about it, as long as it works, which it should, because I went for one of the better lines that are out right now, so we're gonna cross our fingers for no more problems with audio settings, because I don't want to be in the middle of like some immersive story or something, you know, have to tab out and start messing with microphone settings and whatnot. Like, I like to keep the game rolling, and you know, stop in the middle of that kind of hurts that immersiveness, because I'm like, you know, I'm really enjoying the story, I want to find out what's going on, I'm keeping in contact with everybody that's in the chat, and then next thing you know, oh hey, audio stopped working, can you fix it? And, you know, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna fix it, but, you know, that kills it for everyone, so. That right there is why I love this quiver. I don't know if you just saw, yeah, like there was just a whole lot of enemies right there, and just absolutely wiped them out with it. Like, it's so good, because it catches all the enemies in its path, and it's super useful for large crowds of enemies. And it does use a decent amount of souls when you activate the ability, but I mean, for what it does, it's really good crowd control. Which is what I'm going for, crowd control on here. I do want to get a group of people together playing this. Like, I want to experience the 4-player co-op side of this game. It's really fun and enjoyable. And I imagine if you have more people, the difficulty probably increases, because that's how Diablo always work, is the more people that, at least I think that was, is it Diablo or is it Borderlands I'm thinking of that does that? I'm pretty sure Diablo does it too. I know for a fact Borderlands does it, where the more people that are in the game, the stronger the enemies will get, and, you know, more enemies that'll pop up. But I'm pretty sure it's both of them. But it's been a while since, it's been a minute since I've played Diablo. Or at least as a group, I should say. It's been a while since I've played Diablo as a group. It's not been a while since I've played it. But, as far as, like, you know, doing group riffs and stuff like that, it's been a minute. I've done a lot of solo play, but solo play doesn't tell me the answer to the question I'm asking. Which would be another fun thing to do. It'd be nice to get another, it'd be nice to do some group greater rifting, some leaderboard climbing. And even if it's not with Diablo 3, if Diablo 4 ends up being as good as 3 is, I mean, I'll obviously be playing that when it comes out. Probably more than anything for a while. So yeah, this is like what I was saying. I just found the exit to this dungeon, but there is a ton of stuff left over here. Like, I'm missing 2 more secrets and 4 more chests. And me being a completionist, I don't like just running through these dungeons, and this is also kind of a game where, you know, those chests are really good ways to get better gear, and if I'm not fully exploring, that's potential gear that I'm missing. Which I imagine 2 of those chests are probably from the secrets, unless there's one of those rooms that I was mentioning in here. There's a lot of enemies down this way. Yeah. Not expecting that. So I've definitely increased my gear ability. Things have been going a lot smoother now. So that's one of the chests. Wait, what? Chest open 13 out of 7. Isn't it just 12 out of 16 a second ago? I'm confused. Is there hidden ones that it doesn't even tell you are in the area? Huh. I don't want to run all the way back through all of this again. Apparently I missed a lot of stuff and I don't know where. Like, I'm confused. Where are these things that I passed? Was there levers or something that... So I'm still missing 2 secrets. There's a small section right down there that I didn't go to? I don't know, this dungeon is huge. I think I'll come back and do this again. I'm more worried about completing everything in the final stage than anything. The other difficulties I'm not terribly worried about. And I've got better gear now, so there is that. Oh, there's a whole nother zone to this. Is that what I'm getting here? Yeah, there's a whole nother section to this. Okay, so okay, I might not have missed anything yet. Okay, so I thought the exit, that was going to be like the exit, like where I was just done with that area, but maybe not. It still says leave the crypts, and I'm in another zone, so this is part of this area. Okay. Oh, that's a... No. Can't run from me. I will die. I will risk a life to get the hidden chest. Or the pink chest, whatever. Okay. Yeah. Get loot. Wasn't good loot, but it was loot. Did that count as one of the chests? No, it did not. So the pig chests do not count as part of it. So they are like treasure goblins. They're random, just like loot goblins or whatever, so. Earth? That was weird. Just randomly heard outside. It's just like, it sounded like someone was talking over on megaphone and just said "father." I don't know if that came through. My mic probably didn't pick it up since I'm still using the old one, but yeah, that was strange, but alright. Like, it didn't say, it sounded like someone yelling there. It sounded like a megaphone or whatever. But, who knows? I didn't see anything out there, but... This is great. I hate when the spiders will grab you and one of those ghost things or what around the river, things that spawn the fire. It happens way too often to me where I'll be like, I'll get caught by the spiders and then the ghost will spawn the fire on me. And then there's just creepers running towards me, and I'm like, oh, this is like worst case scenario right now. Imagine if that could happen in base Minecraft, like spider webs you up, and then, like, I mean, you can run into spider webs in Minecraft, don't get me wrong, but like, if the spiders could truly like shoot entangling webs at you and stop you, and then there's a creeper nearby and you just see it running at you, like, if you don't have a bow or a diamond sword, or, you know, some quick means of getting rid of it. Hope you're ready. I mean, I guess if you have strong enough armor, you can survive a direct hit from the creeper. But if there's multiple of them nearby, that's bad luck. So is there... I'm still missing 3 chests, and I'm still missing 2 secrets. So... I've pretty much checked all the areas I've been through so far. And this isn't the exit yet. Oh, wait, no. Maybe it is. What's that little section that's over there, though? Like, I'm not crazy, right? There's like a whole section of the map that's through this door right here. Is there something I'm missing about this area? Or is that just a map error? Huh. Can't break into his chest or anything, so I don't know. I don't know. We'll just go ahead and finish it. Like I said, I'm more worried about finding all the hidden stuff in the final difficulty than I am right now, because all the levels reset when you go to the next difficulty. And I'm more worried about the secrets in the chest, honestly. Items I can get a lot easier. 82% of the chests, I didn't die through that, and I did 137,879 damage. Not bad. Not bad at all. Well, that's strange. Huh. That's weird. So when I tapped out of the game earlier, apparently my controller is not wanting to register to the game at the moment, so I'm going to have to do some messing around with settings here real quick. Souls trapped within the ghost cloak are protected, but they radiate a sense of element. Okay. So I got that. And my controller's still not registering. Okay, there we go. I just tapped out of the game and tapped back in and then reconnected. So it might have been when I tapped out to check something that was didn't fully reconnect to the game at least. Because it was still connected to my computer, but it wasn't connected to the game. Let's see. Got a little bit of gear here. None of this is worth keeping. Okay, so briefly gain ghost form, allowing you to move through mobs and absorb some damage. 9% speed, 6-second cooldown, souls trapped within a ghost cloak are protected, but they radiate. Okay. Well, I don't want to replace my bow, so I think I'll replace my dog. Just because, like I was saying, the healing effect thing, I know my dog one gives me more power, but the problem is I want the healing thing and I want the bow thing, because they both, one gives me healing, the other one gives me knockback. This will give me more survivability, and him in conjunction with the healing item is well, I don't know, because now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, no, I'm just gonna go with that, because as useful as dog is, the healing thing is more important to me at the moment. Maybe in an end-game build, I won't have to worry about healing nearly as much as long as I build right, so that's a possibility. But, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this stream here. I'll probably do a couple of recordings of this later on, but it is a little past lunch, so I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of food, and I will probably be back on at some point today. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Gamecasters. If you like these videos, I put these up on YouTube after I finish streaming. The last few of them, I do apologize for no commentary or the additional stuff. It's just mostly been gameplay because I've been trying to figure out the microphone issue. Tuesday is when my new one should be in. We'll see if shipping holds up and everything, which I will still have to set up the new microphone and get all my audio stuff figured out, but that should go a lot quicker, and it won't be trial and error for streaming. It'll be more or less testing through recording, and then we'll start doing streams again doing that. And if this is working, fantastic. Up until then, my videos will have commentary then, as long as this microphone continues to work. It was kind of weird today because I turned on the computer, I started streaming, and it was working. So it's kind of one of those things, like this microphone is just weird. It's had more problems than anything. And it's not just my computer, it always did this with the old computer too, but I never had any issues with being too quiet or anything like that. It just had connection issues, but it was easy to fix those. But when it comes down to like my voice cutting out and stuff like that, that's something I can't really do a whole lot about. And I could, but it's just easier to get a microphone that's more reliable, and that's always gonna, be ready when I'm ready. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate if you hit the subscribe button, and just let me know in the comments if there's any games you want to see me play. And I'll see you in the next one.